Hey, what's up everyone? Coming to you live from about 30 feet up in this oak tree. I've been tree climbing for about a year recreationally, and I figured I'd make a video about the things it took me a while to figure out, even though I've read the books and I watched a lot of YouTube videos. First of all, thanks for everyone on here who's made these tree climbing videos. I've learned so much. So here's 4 things that I had to learn that I think are not so obvious. So the first lesson, it's great to be up in a tree. It's real fun, right? It's cool. But you're gonna spend a lot of time throwing your throw bags into a tree, getting your throw bags stuck, getting your throw bags unstuck. Throw bag is really half the skill you need. So there are some tricks that are going to make your life easier on this. So first of all, you need real throw line management. You can't just put your throw line on the ground because these sticks will tangle it up. So you need to get a tarp or some kind of cube. Get a clothes hamper that's roughly the same shape. Works the same, right? Also, man, this is so obvious, I don't know why I didn't think of it. Just attach your throw bag when you make a bad throw. I spent so long dragging my throw bag like through the trees and getting it stuck and tearing down branches. Just detach it. If you have thick throw line, do an anchor hitch. That gives you easy attach and detach. Thin throw line, you should make a loop and do a girth hitch. Gives you quick detach and attach. If you don't mind the weight, it's great to have 2 throw bags, and you need throw bags that have an attachment on the bottom, because another way to prevent your throw bag from getting stuck is to attach the back whenever you can. To be enjoyable, you want to pick the trees that you can get your throw bag into, right? I spent a lot of effort, which I'm proud of, getting LiDAR data from the state and pulling it into a GIS program and finding the big trees in my area. I like this LiDAR because you can actually see what the actual measurements are. Like the ones here, 19 point something. The tallest ones in my area are about 26 meters. But it turns out these monster trees, they're usually not climbable. Just because of where they are. I end up in smaller trees that are in a nice place that are easy to get into. The second lesson that I learned, I had never been on a rope before, and the first time you get on that rope, if you feel like a fish out of water. Like the balance is weird. It's just a whole different experience. It takes a while to actually get your tree legs, as I call them, and know where to put your feet and what to lean on and where you're gonna fall if you fall. So you have to fall some. And this really just gives you more confidence in your movement, confidence in your gear. And the other thing you get from using ropes is what I call rope brain. I had never learned to tie knots, learned to use ropes until now from tree climbing. And I find that it really lit up a part of my brain that I'd never used before. And it was really fun and rewarding to learn. I can visualize how these ropes are working in a way that I could not before. I suggest everyone gets Ashley's Book of Knots because it's just a really great coffee table book. Illustrations are just as good as On Rope or Tree Climber's Companion. Another thing that was confusing to me for a long time was, why do these professional tree climbers always climb on like a DDRT or an SRT system with a friction hitch? So like you see a tree fool or a tree camper climbing on rads, which is what I'm doing. You'll see the professionals usually climb on like a rope walker. And the reason they're doing that is because it's so much easier, but the trade-off is there's more gear, right? So they can adjust their slack in their line just by doing one-handed pulling on their friction hitch. And that really comes into play during like kind of a limb walking type scenario where you could reach out and grab a limb and adjust your line with your other hand. It's possible with a free, though not quite graceful. Okay, and the final lesson I've learned is that there really are no rules here. You're on your own. You really need to be your own safety coordinator. Yeah, it's all on you. You have to be comfortable with all of it, despite what any book says, right? Also, there's the question of legality, right? I wish that everyone owned a big piece of land with huge trees on it, but if you're a recreational climber, you're probably going to be looking for some trees that are in some gray areas. My philosophy is it's easier to ask forgiveness than permission, and it's easier just not to ever have to ask forgiveness. Once you're up in the tree, you're pretty much invisible, as long as you don't yak into a camera, right? So just get up there and be quiet and be happy that the world can't find you, right? Don't be seen. Don't be seen. That's all I can say about that. Bye-bye.